Let me guess something about you. You've opened a stock app, watched a video about investing, seen people talk about compounding, and your first thought wasn't, I'm excited. It was, I should have started years ago. Then comes the second thought, maybe it's too late for me. And that feeling, that quiet regret, has stopped more people from building wealth than lack of money ever has. But here's the truth most people never hear. You are not late to investing. You're late to clarity. And once clarity comes, time works differently. Most people don't avoid investing because they're lazy. They avoid it because of anxiety. Anxiety that says, I'm already behind. I missed the good years. I don't earn enough to matter. I don't understand enough to start. And when anxiety mixes with money, the brain does one thing. It freezes. So people wait for the perfect moment. And that moment never comes. Not because it doesn't exist, but because waiting is safer than starting confused. This video isn't about motivation. It's about removing confusion. Because once confusion disappears, action becomes automatic. There are two types of people watching right now. 1. People who think they started investing too late. 2. People who wish they had started earlier. And both groups believe the same lie, the best time has passed. That belief alone keeps millions on the sidelines. Let's separate emotion from math. People think they're late because they compare themselves to someone who started at 18. Someone who bought Bitcoin in 2015. Someone whose parents invested early. That comparison creates shame. But shame is not a financial strategy. Because here's reality. The market doesn't care when you started. It only cares when you stay. Investing isn't a race. It's a system. And systems reward consistency, not perfect timing. If you start at 35 and stay consistent for 30 years, you're not late. You're disciplined. What hurts people isn't starting at 30, 35, or 40. What hurts people is starting at 40, then stopping at 45. Compounding punishes inconsistency more than delay. People think compounding means start young or don't bother. No, compounding means money grows over time if it stays invested. That's it. And most people underestimate how powerful even 15 to 20 years can be. Because social media makes it look like, if you didn't start at 18, you're doomed. But here's math most people never see. Consistency beats early excitement. Someone who invests $500 per month for 25 years beats someone who invests $5,000 randomly for 5 years. Time matters, but behavior matters more. Here's a real question. What stopped you from starting earlier? Lack of money, fear, confusion, waiting for the right time. That answer reveals more than age ever could. You don't feel late because of your age. You feel late because of comparison culture. You see, 22-year-old millionaire. Crypto success story, retired at 30 inches. But you don't see the thousands who lost money. The average people building slowly. The quiet compounding. Comparison makes you feel behind. But wealth isn't built by comparing timelines. It's built by building your system. And the system is simple. Income right pointing arrow, invest right pointing arrow, repeat right pointing arrow, don't interrupt. That's it. Not sexy, not viral, but effective. Let's flip the fear. You're not late. You're early to the moment you stop delaying. The real risk is not age. It's staying in cash forever. Inflation doesn't wait for confidence. Time doesn't pause until you understand enough. The person who starts today with clarity is safer than the person who waits 5 more years for perfect knowledge. Because investing is learned by doing small, not by thinking big. If you started investing this year, what would actually change in your life? Stress, confidence, control. That's the real return people ignore. Most people don't need complex strategies. They need 3 clear truths. 1. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. 2. You don't need to start big. You need to start. 3. You don't need perfect timing. You need long exposure. Wealth isn't built by dramatic decisions. It's built by repeated small correct ones. And the sooner you stop thinking, I'm late, the sooner time becomes your partner again. You're not late. You're just at the moment where clarity replaces fear. And once that happens, your timeline resets. Because wealth doesn't care about your past delay. It only responds to present consistency. And in the next video, we're breaking another fear myth, why debt isn't always evil, and how misunderstanding it keeps people stuck. Because money doesn't punish people for being late. It punishes people for staying confused.